Hello, everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. So, I just wanted to post very quickly about what's happening right now. Bitcoin and all of the other projects associated with it in this space are crashing. So, we're finally getting that correction we've anticipated as Bitcoin pretty much rose without much of any correction. The closest thing we got to a consolidation or correction was um, this morning, where we had, or late last night after the super pump, and we got what looked to be a wave four of an Elliott wave, and it continued to pump this morning, and it went up as high on KuCoin, at least, or sorry, I'm on Bitstamp, as high as 40,600. So in comparison to where it was last night, it's about 6% more. I anticipated that it would pump up at least until 43,000 to 45,000, and I was completely wrong. And one of the things that you quickly learn in this space is, no matter how experienced you are, or no matter how good your technical analysis is, the market will humble you. And it's a beautiful thing, because one of the things about sort of technical analysis is that you're continually sort of learning, you're continually being tested and challenged. And I'm fine with being wrong. Obviously, I don't want to mislead anyone. Always do your own research. These are just these videos, these sort of clips, these posts are my sharing my ideas, what I'm using to trade my capital. And obviously, I will repeat this, and I think it stands to be really well understood. Most of my wealth is made from buying and holding my assets. If I'm to make a trade on my investments, it's going to be a long time frame trade. I'm going to be on the weekly chart, on the daily chart. I'm going to be absolutely sure. I'm going to mitigate risk. I'm not going to play with my capital willy-nilly and sort of ride pumps and dumps. So I always say that, and I think it stands to be repeated. Please, if you're into building wealth, which many of us are in this space, buy and hold some assets. Put them in a place where you can't touch them, or they're hard to touch. There's an unlock period or something, because that's how you really do it. My trading portfolio is much smaller. It's speculative. It's both entertaining and informative for me. I learn in trading, and it makes me a better investor, I believe. So this is one of the reasons I do it. Okay, that preface aside, the market is crashing. And right here on the Bitcoin chart, we formed a head and shoulders pattern. Basically, you see here, let me get the pen out. The head, the head and the two shoulders right here. And the measured move of that is going to be the distance from the top to the line. So what would that be? The neckline, or I guess neckline you call it. And then from that point, the breakout. And we're pretty much hovering around the breakout right now. And we've lost support. So it's going to it's going short because we've lost support. It's below the this red line, which is the point of control. And it's going to the 0236, I believe, 35.8 at least, right? And before I had said that I was waiting for a retest of, or not a retest of 30,000, because that's where we broke out from. And there is also a lot of imbalance around there, because we had all of this sort of pumping, this breaking out, and there's no filling, meaning there's only buy pressure, there's no sell pressure, to balance out the price action. So, this is a bunch of imbalance. This is a bunch of imbalance. This is a bunch of imbalance. This is why I have this white line here. This is why I have my yellow arrow coming back to 30,000. If it goes up fast, it won't last. And, if we matriculate so quickly upwards without backtesting support, this is what happens when you come back down. So it wasn't too difficult to foresee that we're going to come down quickly. It's just a question of when and where. And now the big question is, all right, where are we going to land? There's a bit of support here. So again, the support, I see the first point. So the technical, the measured move of this head and shoulders is on the 236, so 35.8. But I think it's coming down even more, because once you break the 34.5, there's pretty much no support until 32.5 again. So we'll see. I don't think it really pays to predict anything. Just try and get some big patterns and do with that what you will, and try to plan your trades and trade your plan. I think the tricky part is this, right? We know that there's imbalance here. We know that price action always fills imbalance. Question is, when does it fill it, right? For instance, it's possible that price action fills imbalance months, weeks after it's created, right? Like in this case, we rose precipitously from 20,000 all the way pretty much to 64K, right? And we create a lot of price imbalance, and we only filled it months after in this sort of correction that we've had since mid-April. So question is when. I presume that we will fill it sooner than later. Why? Because if I'm looking historically at what we do when we begin sort of when we begin upwards price action, and this is the example I'm using here. Let's go on the daily. It's easier to see. Okay, here. So we had just come down, right? This is the first Elliott wave. Before that, we went up parabolically even, and then came back down to fill in all that imbalance. Then matriculated steadily upwards, right? That happened. But see that parabolic rise here? I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me make it bigger. That parabolic rise at 3,000, from 3,000 all the way up to 4,230. We went up and then slowly came down and then back up again. And that took, going up took 4 days, approximately, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 to 8 days. Just like this rise, we had, I believe, 6 straight green days of Bitcoin upwards price action. And then look how long it took us to fill those gaps in. 1, 2, 3. Well, let's just do this the smarter way. It took all of 44 days to fill all of that imbalance in. So it's really hard to tell. And again, I hope if anything, you can glean from my technical analysis and my posts is how complicated it is. You can know the theory, you can understand the concepts and the principles, but then how will it play out? How will it be applied? It's tough to say, right? And everybody kind of struggles with that. And I think the takeaway is, don't try to be a prediction trader. Have some macro concepts, some basic understandings, and try and mitigate risks, and try to kind of try to bake in, or try to see that these kinds of things, the unknown is, that you don't know, right? That, I think, is one of the best risk mitigation plays in trading crypto assets. Just know that you don't know sometimes. You may have an idea, but you just don't know at the end of the day. I hope this was helpful. I hope nobody got wrecked on, longing a position or anything like that. Be very careful again with leveraged sort of trades. Just be conservative, because this market's super volatile. So I hope that was helpful. I don't want to make this too long. I'll see you tomorrow.